Let's see if those notifications go out, people. People. Oh, yeah, I was cleaning this. I wonder if it got clean in my... Oh, I hear noises. I hear noises. I better fix them before we start hearing more noises back. And the noises get noisier. And then there's even noisier noises. We don't know about how noisy these noises can be. Quite noisy, I'm told. Quite noisy, I am told. Oh, why are you so noisy? All right. Enough of that. I am in the process of trying to clean off my carb cap here. Oh, man. So Pinoy gave me this oil, just a dish of alcohol. And, man, it worked so good. It got my carb cap nice and clean. Man, look at that, guys. Look at that. There's a little stain in there, but it's not that bad. It actually looks great. So, yay. Hello, everybody. There's a news story out I just read that Zelensky almost got hit by a missile 500 meters off. Man, can you imagine being 500 meters away from one of those missile blasts? So, I guess they weren't really aiming for Zelensky, but I wish they would. I wish they would. I don't like him. I'd like to see him gone forever. And he's a huge part of the problem that's going on over there. And he seems to think that prolonging the war is the and people die in Ukraine, more Ukrainians dying, and even more other armies sending their soldiers in to die. That's the best answer. So screw that guy. I want him gone. And if the next missile hits him and does away with him, I will dance a jig of all dances on here. Token Tony Z, hello. Craig Allen, hello. Let's start the IG. Okay, hello. Great. Meg Z, hello. I hope Australia is treating you well today. We're looking at Harmony prices at 3146 right now, 3146. And Bitcoin is at 66962, 44, 78. So I remember earlier today we were watching 666. We went up to 667. We went up to 67. I mean, we went back down. I'm hoping that we have this rising wedge pattern. What am I on? The 24-hour, man. It's a crazy. It's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's like a heartbeat. It's really not showing much of any movement. So, missed it by that much. Better luck next time. And I mean that with all sincerity. Better luck next time. I hope you get them on the next one. I mean, I'm sure they're worried about the repercussions from doing that. And that's sad. I think a lot of people in the United States would feel a great sigh of relief if that guy got eliminated. A lot of Americans would. Mostly the anti-war Americans. Lordy Nordy, I haven't seen you. Asa, hello. Lordy Nordy, hello. Craig Allen, hello. So close. So close. Better luck next time. I wish they had kind of missed that shot by 500 meters. You know what I mean? Moo. Okay, Cyber, take it easy, buddy. All right. Excellent, excellent. I will, I'm going to walk out of the Discord. Very good, very good. I hope you feel better, bro. I did some work around the yard. I dropped a couple pounds over the last few days. I'm feeling good about that. I'm down to 197 and a half. Just wanted to say hi. Hi. Oh, I just enabled chat timers. Oh, no, that's okay. No big deal. Yeah, I went into your room over there, but that's cool. Oh yeah, I just turned on the chat timers. I have to turn that off, don't I? That's a little bit of a pain, isn't it? Restream chat. Give me just a second. I got to turn these chat timers off. It's the bot, right? No. Not the bot. It's not the bot. It's the reply commands. There, disable. Cool. Okay. Disable. Very good. Okay, go lay down. Go feel better, bro. Take care of yourself. Good. Thank you for saying hello, Cyber. Cyber says, hey, everybody. Let's get that Bumblebee over here. And let's get that up on screen. Bumblebee up on screen. Rumble chat. There we go. Rumble's up on screen. Ryan Webb. Hey, Nay, everything's getting carried away now in Gaza and Ukraine now. When Trump becomes president and stops funds to Ukraine, Putin going to carry on through Europe and put as all boots on the ground, mate. And stops funds to Ukraine. That's a fair assessment. Yeah, ending war would be nice. With Ryan, with people saying that, with an attitude like yours, it's going to be really easy for Donald Trump to become president and beat Joe Biden, because Joe Biden is doing nothing to end these wars. And people are sick of the wars. Nobody wants to see our money being spent on somebody else's war. Right? It achieves nothing. It's not protecting us. We haven't been safe. In fact, United States policy has resulted in the situation that we're in right now. So there's no way you could tell us that spending all the money on everything that you've done in foreign policy is keeping us safe. It's not. It hasn't kept us safe. It's done the opposite. And you can't tell me any different, because all I have to do is turn on the news or go look out my fucking window. Anyway, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. 30 seconds tops. Just had to close the doors because it might get a little hot up in this bitch. It might get a little hot up in here, folks. Ryan Webb's heating me up. Ryan, what's up? Definitely war ain't good. Definitely for other good defo for other countries. They totally understand where you're coming from. War ain't good. It's definitely not good. War is not good. That is for damn sure. War is not good. 66, 979, 18. 978. We're keeping our eye on that, guys. If we go to another all-time... Now, Bitcoin already hit an all-time high yesterday. 160 or something like that. Or 180. $69,180. It went like $180 over the all-time high. We'll see if we do it again today. If we go higher. 984, guys, getting real close to 67,000. It's exciting. Okay. Everyone tells Cyber to feel better. Yes, definitely feel better, Cyber, if you heard us. Um, Maybe Russia could use bigger bombs. You know, if Russia had used like a mother of all bomb in that 500-meter radius, they would have killed Zelensky. Use bigger bombs, Russia. What's wrong with you? Let's get this thing done. Done and dusted. Let's get it handled. The man, the myth, the legend. Sup, yo, Enoch, that's you. That's you. What's up? Sorry, we'll change subject. Feel better, Cyber. No, that's okay. You don't have to change subject, bro. This is the subject of the title of the video. It's what we're talking about. So you're right on target. Damn, I'm not making money today. The markets are doing good. No shorts today. That's good to hear that, though, from you. It's really good to hear that. It is nice to hear. Because that means when traders aren't making money, hodlers are. You know? And I'm a hodler. $9.99, there we go, 67,000. Boom. There it is, guys. Back up into 67 territory. Where are we going to go? I don't know. I don't know. We don't have any patterns to go by. Everything is just, it's almost a flat line. I could look at the 7-day. Giant head and shoulders. And then another, and then a double bottom. So we're looking good, man. We're looking very good on the 7-day. If 7-day chart patterns work, I don't know if they do, but we've definitely got a double bottom and an inverse head and shoulders on the 7-day chart. Okay, great. So Donald Trump could become the next president of the United States again. I don't see Biden beating him again. I just don't see it happening. I mean, he's not pulling out of these wars, and that's what people want to see. I think there's a lot more Americans who are getting sick of this battle cry. You know, we're just sick of it. You know, we're not all like, you know, America, fuck yeah, anymore. Nobody's like that anymore. We're just like, yeah, starving babies, bombing and missile attacking babies, you know, upending graveyards, bombing hospitals and schools, leaving neighborhoods decimated, famine for the whole region. Yeah, I've had enough, and I hope everyone else in America has had enough too. And I hope every single one of you that has ever gone to the other side on this one, I hope that you pay a dear price for being so stupid and not listening to those of us who've been screaming since the beginning. I really hope that all of you can never sleep or look at yourselves in the mirrors again once you realize how wrong you were about this. I hope the guilt drives you to off yourselves. I really do. All of you that have been egging on this stupid fucking genocide. Fuck all of you. And, you know, I think my mother is finally starting to come around on this. It's actually, there's light at the end of the tunnel. My mom, when she saw, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. I put up tweets all day. You know, I'm at Nay's Garden on Twitter. You would have seen this tweet. I put up something about them feeding the IDF soldiers. If you watch, Billy Bong says, fuck Israel. Age may be the only thing that stops both of them. New blood. Enough's enough. Stop the genocide now. Right? Yeah, so anyway, like, if you want to see that tweet, I'm not going to tell you about it. You're just going to have to go to Twitter and go see it for yourselves. But that's the tweet I think that's the one that finally got her to wake up and kind of just like snap out of it. New blood something did. I meant. Anyway, we've broken 67,200 now, guys. That's exciting. You know what else is exciting? Dabs. Dabs are exciting. I like doing dabs. And I'm going to do one now. And I'm going to do a double dab. I'm going to take a little of this Runts, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of this Pinoy Growers. I think I'll do the mustard gas. Why not? I say donate to Palestinians. Google blocks my messages. Wow. Fuck Google, dude. Fuck all these motherfuckers. They're all tied in together. I can't open this. Oh, there it is. You gotta squeeze it in the right place, man. Okay. Let's see. Alright, man, we got the Runts and the mustard gas mixed together. Get it together. Get it together. You got some dabs in your joint, son. Cheers. Stop the genocide. Let's get high up in this bit. Megsy. Oh, Megsy, look at you. Look at you. Let's get high up in this bitch. Smoking some... Oh, Louis. Yes, is that Louis the 14th? Or is it Henry VIII? I don't know. I forgot. Is it Louis something? I don't know. Anyhow, let's put this back like this. Let's get this torch. Let's get the torch a-torching. End the war machine and stop the genocide. Exactly, Tony. Okay, the time is... It'll be 2020. 2020. Was cleaning my PS4 Pro. Oh my god, son, the fan was so damn dirty, gamer life. Yeah, Beaslin Enoch, is somebody using tobacco inside that room where you are? Because tobacco smoke can really make dust stick to computer parts really bad. I noticed when I used to detail cars, the worst windshields were the ones of people who smoked inside the cars. And there would be a haze on all the glass. So if it sticks to glass, it sticks to everything. You know? Okay, 2020 I said. Where are we at? Okay. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. 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 Cheers, hon. Cheers, babe. I think she's got headphones in. Oh, cheers. Oh! What's up, baby?
It's ringing. Oh, yeah.
It's Cassie. Look at the alien. That's a tasty hit. That was super duper tasty. Kazzy, if you're watching the live show, I don't take calls while I'm live, bro. What you should do is chat with me in the chat on my show. That's what you should do. I mean, Kazzy knows I go live every day. You know, all of a sudden these people call me and they think, you know, like they don't have an opportunity to ever chat with me or whatever. Come into my live show, guys. That's why I'm here. I'm here to socialize. Hey, look, 46 of you agree. This is a social media platform. All right? This show. It's just another social media platform. My show is. It's one where you can socialize. Hopefully you'll choose to socialize with me and with each other. And you'll enrich yourselves because of that. However you see benefit. It doesn't matter. But come in here. Show up. Hang out. You know? Patronize the venue. You know? Hey, can you unmute me on Rumble? Billy Bong Thornton? You've been muted on Rumble? Let me see if I can do that. Shit. Let me look around and see what I can find. Oh. Blocked words, moderators, chat, comments, muting. Billy Bong Thornton, unmuted. I'm going through all of the blocked names right now on Rumble. There's a lot. I blocked a lot of people on Rumble now. News Patriot, Live Max, they're blocked. It's funny. MAGA TV official has been blocked. House of Trump has been blocked. Wow, I wonder why someone named House of Trump has been blocked. Huh. Never saw that one coming. Patriots Right podcast. You've been blocked too. Huh. That's funny. That's a lot of blocks, bro. Wow. Karen's still blocked. Should be blocked for a while, I'm sure. Okay. So I guess I'm blocking Peter Yeep now, huh? You just come in here, Peter. Hey, Peter, before I block you. Peter, before I block you from my live show, are you still here? If you're still here, are you going to participate in my chat, or are you just going to leave a link and leave? I'll give you a minute to respond, all right? And I'm going to mark it with these 10 fingers. When I see these 10 fingers come up on Rumble, on my Rumble feed, you're getting blocked. You know why? Because I know now that you've heard what I said. And you haven't responded yet. And I haven't blocked you yet. And you haven't said a fucking word. So I'm going to go ahead and block you. Sweet. Forever. It's a forever block. Billy Bong, you've been unmuted. Freedom, I have my rights back. I said something stupid a couple weeks ago. I apologize. Wow, well, I don't know what you're apologizing for, but okay. Welcome back, Billy Bong. I don't even remember. I don't remember blocking you. Actually, I was a little surprised when you asked me to unblock you on the Rumble. I was like, oh, really? Did I get you? Did you get stung? Rumblebee Bumblebee. Don't get stung. I love it. It's only 6:52 in the morning in Australia right now. How dare you be up this early watching this show? Yeah, let's get high up in this bitch. Babe, what did you think of those dabs? She can't hear me. She's got earplugs in. So if I start screaming, she won't hear it. She's probably listening to some very relaxing music.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were talking to me.
What'd you think of those dabs?
Good.
Good. Flavorful, right?
Yes.
Tasty. Tasty dabs.
I don't think the earbuds out.
I'm surprised there aren't more blocks on Rumble, to be honest. I mean, to be perfectly honest, listen, if you ever hear anybody that says that a lot, to be honest, don't trust a fucking word they say. Ever. You know why? Because they feel the need to have to tell you that at that point, now they're going to tell you the truth. Honestly, wait. So everything else you said when you weren't saying honestly, you weren't being honest with me? Never trust those people. To be perfectly honest, no. I'm just going to talk. It's always going to be perfectly honest with you. And that's the way it is. And if I start leaving little footnotes about when I'm telling you the truth, I wouldn't believe a fucking word I said. I'm getting high up in this bitch. Getting high up in this bitch. I'm getting high up in this bitch. I'm getting high up in this bitch. Oh, I'm really excited because, you know, I play piano. I was listening to a song that I love on piano. So I'm feeling that way anytime by Journey, which are really, it's two songs that one follows the other. It's really cool. Two songs in one. Anyhow. Yeah, I'm listening to it the other day in my vehicle going down the road. I was listening to it, and I heard something, and I'm like, I don't play it like that. And then I thought to myself, what is that? I don't even know what he played right there. But that's never the way I've been playing it, and that sounded really cool. What the fuck was that? I don't know. Well, yesterday I sat down in front of the piano and I tried to figure it out. I had my cell phone in front of me, and I was able to play the song on my phone and listen to it. And I listened to it, and I started messing around, and I fucking heard it, and I got it. And I figured out what I was doing wrong. It was really fucking cool. I learned two parts from that song that I'd never known before. And they're just, You would never know. No one would ever know the difference if I played the song one way or the other. But to me, it makes a big deal. It's a big difference to me, and to me, it makes it way more dramatic because the way they played the song was very dramatic, and the way I was playing it was a little bit more straightforward. And their tension and release is unbelievable. The way they program that into the melody, it's really good. And they're masters, bro, at writing a song. It's fucking Journey. What do you expect out of them? Perfection every time. It's really, really great music. Even if you're not a fan, the music stands. I mean, you watch the last scene of fucking The Sopranos, Journey song. So I had such a satisfying feeling of accomplishment for learning this little bit of music. It just felt so good. I haven't felt that since probably learning that guitar song from the beginning, from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. More of that, I think, I need to do more of that. It's just such a great feeling of accomplishment. And I get that feeling also outside when I'm doing stuff. The dog can get out through the little holes in the shrubs. So I went all the way out in the woods back here today, and with my wheelbarrow, and I collected a whole bunch of sticks and leaves and stuff, and I filled in all the holes that he could get through. And I can put him out in the yard, and I still have to watch him, but for the most part, he can't just run right through. And that feels good too, And then I got up there and I had some more hooks to put on for the screen. We made a screened-in area. It's beautiful. I put a fan in there today, bro. It's like you don't want to leave. You don't want to walk out of that area. You just want to stay in there. It's got a couch. It's got all these pretty creek wood everywhere. Everywhere you look, it's creek wood that I found in the creek and cleaned it up and just made it all look so pretty. And that feeling of doing things, if you don't have that in your life, if you don't have that feeling, if you only get that feeling when you beat the boss in a video game, trust me when I tell you, you are doing life wrong and you need to change tact. You need to change direction. Because that feeling of accomplishment when actually doing something and getting something done, I don't care if it's, hey man, we're getting our blankets washed. That's going to feel good. Man, these blankets smelled like my dog. And we want to use them out there on the porch. And, they smelled. We're like, oh my God, we better wash these. And even just doing some laundry, it feels good. Just doing stupid tasks. You know why? Because when we were cavemen and we were building our brains to what they are today, there was a survival need to accomplish tasks so that when you finished a task, you could eat. When you finished a task, you had fire. When you finished a task, you had a roof over your head, in the rain. It was survival. So we still have that. Don't let video games and swiping on your cell phones lull you into this false sense that you're accomplishing anything. You're accomplishing nothing. Remember that. Unless you're one of these Twitch gamers that's making a killing playing your video game, you're not accomplishing anything.
Man?
Yes.
Honey, I'm on the phone with Duke Energy and they need to speak to you.
All right. I'm live.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on one second, please. Hold on one second. Thank you.
Don't answer.
do it. We'll do it. Don't worry about it. But I'm live.
Okay,
I'm
go ahead. Oh. Everything is a whole pencil and yellow.
Sorry about that. All right, so if you're watching, leave a thumbs up. Says Craig Allen. ETOD95 joined and left. Okay, bad golfer, good drinker joined and left. Okay, they're ass swipes over there on IG. Yeah, okay, what's up, Nay? We smoking on today. Steven Beast 1000. What's up? Welcome back. Steven is Beast 1000. Welcome back to the show, bro. So, you know, we were covering, Hassan was watching a video of libs of TikTok getting owned by this journalist, and the libs of TikTok woman is wearing a troll shirt of the woman that's interviewing her crying. This is how much of a cunt this woman from Libs of TikTok is, but it doesn't matter. Taylor Lorenz is the woman who outed the woman from Libs of TikTok. So she was anonymous until Taylor Lorenz found out who she was. From, you know, good journalism. Anyway, let's go back to that. Reviewing the UN sexual violence case. Yeah, why? Dude, so CoffeeZilla now has Voidzilla. And it's weird because his takes suck. Did you guys watch that CoffeeZilla with me today where he said that all crypto is a Ponzi scheme? And that we're all idiots that are partaking in it? Okay.
Conservative movement is based on policing things they don't know anything about? Yeah, exactly. It's like entirely fear-based. The fear of the unknown. Bigotry is the great...
Bro, what? Why did that stop playing? It's doing that whole circle of bullshit. Oh yeah, I gotta choose a...
greatest way to deal with said
Really? 720? You can't handle
uncertainty.
720?
You're like, oh, I don't fully personally understand this shit, but it scares me, so I don't think anyone else should even broach the subject. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's like...
Dude, why do we have to deal with this? Is this gonna play or not? Hey, Kepper, you want to...
If Cutie was deciding that no one can
I'm gonna just pause it a couple times
fly in a plane
and start it and just see if that fixes it. And I closed some browser windows.
so because she can't fly in a plane because she's terrified, no one should be able to fly in a plane. But Cutie Cinderella is not a reactionary psychopath, whereas Kaya is a reactionary psychopath, blessed with the bountiful, beautiful position of being a right-wing reactionary with hyper-individualism and American exceptionalism built to her very foundation.
All right, let's take it down to like 480.
It's the same mind that thought I can wear
This is crazy, right?
Without falling.
Let's take it down to
on the
480p. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Let me check my processor.
With no extra strategy of getting up. Because honestly, when you fall on this, it's over. It's over. You gotta roll home. You just gotta have someone roll your ass back home. Because you ain't never getting back up.
Why'd you delete all your old posts?
It was just a one-time editorial decision. I stand by all my posts.
You know, I guess speaking of deleting posts, you still have a post up accusing the Uvalde shooter of being trans. Obviously that's been debunked.
Yeah, there's a community note on it.
So why not remove that post if you're so comfortable with removing posts?
Because there's a community note. I think it's clear. It's obviously it was unintentional. There was a watermark on it. It was from a meme an account that was going around. And I'm glad there's a community note so people know that.
Do you believe if, say, a journalist posts something factually incorrect or wrong, especially about someone else, you know, somebody was to say something factually wrong about you, do you think they should remove that, or do you think they should be able to keep that content up?
Twitter is free speech.